female, boys, you know, whatever you might be, we are back with another video finally. And we're gonna talk about how I made, 1.3k today, bro. Also, I low-key need to make the videos or post them, but I have hit 11k a month. Uh, I just haven't been posted because, quite frankly, with you, I don't know. Like, there isn't really a good excuse. Sorry for that mic lag. I fixed it now. There's no really excuse. I don't know, man. Like, I wasn't feeling it, bro. I wasn't feeling it. Like, and I kind of regret it now, but there's nothing I can change about it. However, we are back with the trade recaps. I'm gonna try, to be good on that, and we're gonna talk about what trade I took. So on the daily time frame, this is my kind of idea. Okay, we see this gap, and I say, okay, this looks pretty fucking bullish, right? We have this wick, right? And then we close all the way up here. It is very, very, very unlikely that we'll end up, taking out this low. So my idea going into the day really is, likely bullish. But the thing is, again, I have this low, which is unlikely to be hit, but I also have this high, which is not very nice high to target. So it's kind of 50-50. So again, daily / weekly bias, semi-bullish as of currently. However, that doesn't mean I'm gonna, go in and look for longs. I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna see, okay, that is like the preferred. But if I can catch something, that also makes sense in the opposite direction, why not? So, we go on ES here, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. What happened here is, we were in this gap, and this is not a very nice gap, in my opinion, but it's not a gap that I can ignore. Right, I can't ignore it. But what is price currently giving me? Right, price is currently continuously giving me bearish, bearish reasons to long or too short. And we have, it's a pretty small gap, but we have a gap here, and then we have a tiny gap here. So I just combine them together, and I look at both of them as one gap. So what is my thought process? Okay, well, we have these two gaps. If I want longs, we either have to inverse these gaps, make new bullish gaps, and then respect them, or we need to tap these gaps, right? Take out the low, or have an SMT, and then move higher, and then, I'll get longs. So again, when it's this clear to me that, we're either going to respect this or we're going to run through this. So what do? I wait and see how we react. And if we react bearishly in it, then okay, my idea is, okay, we're probably going to end up sweeping the low one more time before potentially going higher. And again, even though, technically I was bullish on the day, and, people could argue that, okay, but why don't you just wait for the bullish? Well, why would I? Like, I don't really see a benefit or a negative behind doing what I did instead of waiting, right? Like, it is completely, well, to be honest, it's even better because I was done quicker, right? I didn't have to sit and wait longer. I saw this and I said, this is good enough. Why should I not take it? So furthermore, what ends up happening is, again, if you zoom into this PA right here, you will see that we did, go back up here, and we did get our short, and we'll talk about, this is the short I took. Well, I took it on a 5 minute. Why did I take it on a 5 minute? Because again, you are basing the trade off of an hourly gap. If you're basing it off of an hourly gap, you want the 5 minute entry, right? The 1 minute, forget about it. You want the 5 minute, right? But I furthermore just want to kind of talk about, if you were to play this bullishly, how are you looking at it? Well, in my opinion, the only reasonable thing that you can see is, okay, we sweep this high when I took the short, and I basically caught the low of the day, right? Then we displace back up. Until we close above this, you can't really be bullish here technically. Well, you could maybe catch some sort of long towards this high, but only when this gap right here is created. That's your kind of first sign that, potentially you could be getting something. And then when we get this SMT at 10 a.m., bro, like, it's pretty fun. Well, okay, that's a little bit fried cut. It already went up. So you both could have caught longs from this gap and potentially in a 5 minute gap up here. Well, actually, it doesn't even look like it. And then potentially something more here. I kind of want to look at it because I haven't looked at it yet, but we'll take a look. But essentially, the trade I took is this right here. I didn't really care about ES today, so we don't really have to look, but you'll see that we did technically on a 1 minute have a small S&T here, and then, you know, we displaced and had this inversion. And now I want to say that, you know, this isn't per se the nicest displacement candle when you compare it to this candle, but it's the fact that we have one singular gap here. We have nothing on the 15 minute, we have nothing on the 5 minute. The hourly is supporting the idea that this low is probably going to get swept. This is just the freest trade to take in your life, and you pretty much go break even at these lows and you're done. Like, this is such just high probability and easy to take. Like, there's nothing stopping you until this low. After this low, you know, there's, I guess, reason enough for it potentially to go back up, but I don't care, right? And my idea is this, right? When I entry on this and I see it continue towards this low, when this low gets hit, I go break even, expecting that, you know, this gap will get formed. I do not want to be in this trade if this candle right here takes this out and goes back into, you know, the opening price and potentially goes higher. I want it to, you know, continue and potentially, obviously in this case that didn't happen, but if my TP hadn't get hit, right, and this 5 minute gap got created, there is a likelihood that I'd move my stop back from break even back up to here, because, you know, there is perfect reason behind price coming back up into this gap and still going lower. But, you know, the fact that my draw and my TP already got hit, that wasn't the case today, so we didn't have to worry about it. Furthermore, if we're going to talk about 930, just because I kind of want to take a look. Just off the rip, I'm not really seeing anything here. 930 just kind of, yeah, 930 just fucking flew straight back up. Is it unreasonable to expect some sort of shorts here? Not at all, to be honest. With 930, I will tell you guys this, right? And you can go check it right by yourself, so you don't say like this is hindsight, bro. Well, this is hindsight because I didn't trade it, right? But what I'm gonna say is, you know, pretty fucking common. If 930 just pumps in one direction and just goes straight up or straight down into like a, you know, probable high or probable low, very, very often we're gonna pretty much immediately flip and go take out the 930 low, right? And you can very easily get these kind of trades, right? If you go back in time, in the last 3 weeks, I think there's like 4 examples of this, right? If 930 reacts off of a 15-minute gap, sweeps out an hourly high that kind of, you know, well, say is the only valid target, right? Like, can you tell why this is kind of the only valid target to have? Like, if you're targeting this high on this, like, you might be right, but it's kind of cooked, right? It's kind of cooked. 9 times out of 10, it's kind of cooked. But when you kind of see this, and this is a previous day's high as well, which is, you know, pretty important. Like, it makes it more significant. A lot of the times when this happens and you get, you know, instant and quick, you know, rejection off of that high, it is very common that we'll end up going to take out that 930 low. But despite the point, honestly, I don't even like this that much. Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think 930 was that good after all, really. Like, I'm trying to think, and like the only reasonable trade is maybe along here. Well, we didn't even tap it technically. We hit it. We hit it, and then we got an SMT here. So even if you took this trade, if there even is a trade, I'm not gonna go into the 1 minute, but if there is a trade here, it's maybe a break even, probably a break even. And the other thing I see is this kind of right here. When we, you know, go very close to the low, we get some SMTs on these lows, not on the lowest low, which is the like kind of sad part. But the fact that these SMTs get, or these lows put an SMT, and then we displace like significantly above these 2 down close candles forming your order block, like that's a pretty, you know, nice displacement to take in my opinion. So it's not terrible, but yeah, looking at this 930 in hindsight, this was like, I hope you guys can appreciate and understand why I just think that this was the cleanest move of the day, right? And it's hard to argue against that. right? And look at the time as well. I did kind of trade like early London, and to be honest with you, I don't really want to do that. It's the fact that I woke up today at 8, and I did like my morning routine, and it only took me like what 80 minutes to finish. So I was like, ah, fuck it, let me just go on the charts. And I saw this and I was like, fuck it, like there is no reason not to take it. But I did take that trade today. However, going into tomorrow, I'm gonna extend my walk with my dog, so it's like pretty much 2 times as long. So you're probably not gonna see me anymore on the chart. It's not the issue that I don't like want or like trading this time. It's two things, right? First of all, I don't want to be on the charts every single day at this time, and two, I know that statistically these times, pretty fucking ass, right? And the hard thing is, right, if you hop on at 4 a.m., you can see whether the last hour or two of London has been shit or not. And if it has been shit, you can maybe expect something to pop off. But if you don't hop on 4, if you hop on 3, right, you have to predict whether it's going to be shit or going to be good, right? Compared to, again, 4 a.m., you'll either see it was either good and you probably won't get shit, or it was shit and you might fucking get something if it looks like it's setting up for something. So again, it's not the issue like I don't want to trade these sessions per se because like they don't align with my strategy. It's more of they don't align with my routine and my mental fucking health. Either way, I've yapped enough now. We need one more winning day, God willing, tomorrow. Who knows? And then we can request after the 90%, like 3 or 4K. And on Sunday, we are going to Rome, bro. I say we, but really it's me. But we are going to Rome. And I ain't gonna lie to you. If I get this payout, if I get a 3K payout this week, if I go to Rome and I see a Ray-Ban store, I'm gonna buy the Ray-Bans Metas. And I'm gonna make some fucking content. I don't even know what I'm gonna make, bro. But I'm gonna make some. Oh no. But like walking around with the fucking Ray-Bans, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's fucked. I already know, bro. This is going. Bro, why do I do? I don't care, bro. Suck my. No, don't suck. Actually, fuck it, bro. Why not? All right, this is it. I'm back, bro. I'm back, and we're gonna post these videos. And look, bro, I made my bed for once, bro, and I got like a new. What is it called, bro? New sheet, bro. I got a new like bed sheet, bro, and a new like the thing that like the sheet is wrapped around. I got a new as well, bro. Yeah, that's yeah.